Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? Pleasant evening to you. It's 8 p.m. and Michelle Bailey here with Functional Wellbeing, stopping in to say hi to everyone and share some information with you, some things that we can talk about. Today, we're talking about mindful eating habits. I put out a post today and it was all about a question I asked. What are some mindful habits you are going to put in place today, in particular with respect to eating? And a few persons spoke to me in person, and it was kind of like a hard question for them to answer. So today I want to talk a little bit about this and share some information with you. So we are getting people in and checking to make sure that persons are able to view this call today on my YouTube channel, which is FxWB New Beginnings Podcast, as well as on Facebook, my business page, which is Functional Wellbeing by Michelle. So we are live at this time. So come on in, come on in. Let me know where you are viewing from. I would love to hear and get to know you. I actually, not too long, came home and I made me my smoothie. I was unable to make it this morning, so I'm having it this evening. One of my favorites. This one is watermelon, celery, pineapple. So, yep. Let me know where you are listening in from. And we are going to talk about mindful eating habits today. Thank you so much. All right, let's get into this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let us get right into the facts because I know some people want to look at the debate tonight. So we are going to get into what is mindful eating habits. What is being mindful? How can we use the concept of being mindful with eating? This evening, we're going to look into that and probably touch on some myths about mindful eating and then come up with some solutions how we can move forward being mindful while consuming the foods that we eat. Great. So, thank you again for dropping by. Let's go. So, mindful eating. I'll ask you, what do you think mindful eating is about? While you ponder that, I want to tell you what it's not. So, think of these three things. Mindful eating is not about dieting or restricting what you eat. Let me say that again. Mindful eating is not about dieting or restricting what you eat. It's all about awareness and fully experiencing the food you eat. So it's not so much what you're eating right now, it's more so being aware of and fully experiencing the food that you eat. So that might sound really weird, but we'll bring that down a little bit just now, okay? All right. So one of the knots it is not about dieting and restricting what you eat. The second myth is it is not a quick fix. And I often say that it is not a quick fix. Mindful eating is not a quick fix. The third myth, mindful eating is not just about eating slowly. So you may have heard that before. Take your time to eat. It's not just only about that, there is more to it. So, those are the three myths that I'm going to touch on today. And I want you to really think about this. It's more simple than a hard concept. Okay. So, just be mindful that you want to have an open mind towards understanding what mindful eating habits can be. And you want to be mindful that and open minded to the fact that it is not about dieting and restricting foods. So, that first myth, we recognize that it's all about consuming foods. Any food that you consume, you can be mindful about. What am I saying, Michelle? I'm saying this: whatever you eat, you can be mindful of how that food tastes, feel in your mouth, how much nutrients you're getting from this food. It is a psychological feeling that you get while eating any food that you consume. So you are not saying that you're restricting your diet. It's not about saying that you not eating anything bad or anything like that. It's all about trying to understand what foods that you're eating. So there's no limits here. All foods. Being mindful of how you eat is being mindful about all the foods you eat and consume. So if you have a cheat meal and you're eating foods that, say, you're eating some, I like sweet potato fries. So you make yourself some sweet potato fries and a turkey burger. Oh, I love my smoothies. It's just being mindful of what you are eating. That this food, for me, for example, I will bring the point of the nutrition that I'm getting from the food. I'm being mindful of that and accepting what I am eating. All right. So that's one of the things that we look at when we say being mindful. I want to mention that being mindful, for instance, last 10 days, I was on my FxWB cleanse and I was very mindful of all the things that I eat. So much so that I'm still doing smoothies because I really do enjoy these. And I was able to consume foods that I would not normally consume on a regular basis, but it did help with me understanding that these foods can give me the nutrients that I need. Another factor that I added in with my cleanse was that of doing teas, herbal teas. And being able to do these herbal teas helped me with the food that I was eating and being mindful, practicing breathing techniques while I'm eating, and even throughout the day, there was a difference in how I felt while doing my 10-day cleanse. Some people did it for 5, but I did it for 10. So it was a really good time frame for me this time around doing the cleanse because I do a cleanse every quarter, which is every 3 months. I would perform my cleanse to help detox and heal my liver. Love my cleanse. It is enjoyable. And for those who have started the new 7 weeks challenge, that is the cleanse plus 6 weeks of my Well Fives Blueprint Challenge, they have the opportunity to do just what I did and much more. So, one of the things I wanted to share with you guys, especially for my cleanse, is the teas that I tried this time around. So, looking at mindful eating and looking at what you're eating, in this case, I was doing my cleanse. One of the things that I added in was my cleanse detox tea, which, by the way, is done. And I hope Lisa sees this. This is a packet. You can't really see the writing on it, but I got this from Nature's Tea Company. And if you don't know Nature's Tea Company, it's owned by Miss Lisa Gross. And these are one of the teas that she provides at her organization. And it was really good, a good addition for me this time around with my cleanse. Normally, for example, I would do milk thistle alone, but this has a combination of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 13 different herbs and spices that can help your liver heal. And I wanted to bring Lisa on to share a little bit more about why she combined the certain foods or herbs on this particular cleanse detox tea that she had. And just a reminder, because we spoke to Lisa before, and I like when people could remind us of the things that they do, especially in this area of cleansing, to give us a little rundown on what this tea was about and what does it do, given that she's also a herbalist. So, Lisa, if you can show yourself to me, I will get you on board and we're going to talk about this a little bit in a few minutes and share with others what you do. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Michelle. How are you this evening?
I'm doing good. I'm finishing up my my smoothie.
I see you're enjoying your smoothie.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about your cleanse detox tea, because as
So,
I said, I did this during my 10 days of my FxWB cleanse, and I added it in and it's wonderful. But share with others, a little bit more about the herbs that you added in this particular cleanse.
so the cleansing detox tea, the reason why I made it it came about during the whole pandemic because everyone was so consumed with COVID, of course,
Yes.
and we needed to cleanse our bodies with everything that was going on.
Yeah.
And we needed a cleanse and detox that didn't send us immediately to the bathroom.
Yes.
So I picked the herbs that would go through our body subtly and not destroy our liver and our kidneys in the process. So I needed something that would move us and move out the parasites and move out, um, detox our body very subtly and preserve our bodies and heal our bodies at the same time. So that's why I picked the herbs that I did. No one wants to be in the
Yes.
bathroom immediately after taking something. That's not a good feeling. But you want something that's going to work. So, with me being an herbalist, I had to research what herbs was going to actually do that. And of course, everybody turns to Cinepods, which that's what's in there, it's the Cinepods. But you don't want to overload it with Cinepods and to the point where you are actually killing the parasites and the natural bacteria that belongs in your intestines. So I had to balance out the herbs that would leave the good bacteria in your gut and in your intestines, and get rid of the bad bacteria and the parasites. And that's what I did. So it works good. So taking it, as you probably learned from taking it takes about a 2-day process before it actually kicks in. And then when it kicks in, you're not left with the whole crampy feeling in your belly and in your gut. It's a nice, natural, smooth, as long as you're taking water along with it, feeling of actually going to the bathroom and removing everything that you need to remove out of the waste out of your lower intestines, which is really a good feeling.
Yes, because when you're doing a detox or a cleanse, for example, my FxWB cleanse, the idea is to heal the organs. But in
Right,
order to heal the liver in particular for this cleanse, one has to be able to eliminate stuff.
right,
And as you said, cenopods are it's really strong. So if it is you use that alone, it is ripping or stripping you of the good bacteria in your body as well.
hmm,
But if you balance it off with, for example, like milk thistle, which is a really good one to help the liver, detoxify the liver itself, and the burdock root, really, really good. I It helps to give you that ease of detoxifying that liver and healing that liver. In addition to which, your colon, which is more so the large intestines, where you're trying to defecate or release the toxins, it is allowing for not that cramping feeling, as you said, because it's not stripping you of potassium, and it's not
right,
stripping you of your magnesium in your nutrients in your colon, because we have nutrients there too. And it's not allowing for it to be such a harsh detox,
right.
which sometimes people feel uncomfortable doing detoxes because they're not too sure what to do. And that's
Exactly.
why we have people like us to help you, be guided in doing the right thing for your system. And I really did like this for the 10 days that I used it. I used it every single day, and it wasn't harsh at all. So I really like it. And I wanted you to come on here to share that with others because, hey, we support each other no matter what.
Exactly. Yes.
So yes, thank you so much for talking about the cleanse. But Lisa has so many different teas, people, at her Nature's Tea Company shop on, is it La Place 62?
Yeah, 6210 La Paz Trail. I have over 70 loose leaf teas and over 30 different herbs. Even if you wanted to blend your own herbs
Yes.
individually, you can come in and make your own mix. Or I have, like she has the cleanse and detox. I've already mixed different blends for you to help different ailments that you might have going on in your body so
Yes. So
that you
like
don't
I
have to
have
blend your
another
own.
one here. The Happy Tummy Tea. That's
Yes,
another good one too.
yes,
Again, it's tummy. When we say tummy, people, we talking about not just your stomach.
right.
You're looking at your small intestines, your
Yeah,
large
large
intestines, which is your
intestine.
colon, and the organs attached. So, like the liver, the gallbladder, the
Well,
pancreas, they're
that's right.
all related.
All connected.
Yes, all
Exactly.
connected. So, it really does help when you are able to find something that is balanced to help you when you are doing something to help yourself heal.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. And a
So,
happy
thank
tummy helps with constipation because people forget that they are supposed to defecate daily. And we kind of forget that you're not supposed to go just once or twice a week. So, happy tummy in conjunction with the detox, or even if you want to take one without the other, helps your body to relax. Along with water, you have to drink. And I'm sure you probably mentioned this already, Michelle, and I missed it. You're supposed to drink half your weight in ounces in water daily.
you. Yeah.
Meaning, if you weigh 200 pounds,
Minimum.
minimum,
Yeah.
you weigh 200 pounds, you need to drink 100 ounces in water a day. And it's not hard to do.
No, it's
It
not.
really isn't. I mean, if you put some lemon in the water, put some cucumber in the water, drink it in tea, but do not drink it in coffee. Don't drink it in pop and soda, and that's not your water. But if you
In
do that
addition, yes, we can also get water from fruits. So, for
for
example,
fruits,
in
yes,
my smoothie,
that's
I
right. In your
use
smoothie,
watermelon.
Yes,
So
but
it's
really in
pineapple.
watermelon and in
Yes.
pineapples. Oh my God, you can get it in fruit in no time. You can get your
Yes.
water content. Get
Yes.
you an app. I mean, I tell a lot of my friends, use get this water app on your phone, and if you put in everything that you eat and drink, you'll be shocked how quick you've
Yes.
hit your water goal.
Yes.
But if you do that along with these two teas that Michelle took, oh my God, your body will feel so much lighter throughout the day.
Yes.
You won't be bloated at all in what we call our tummy. And I use the word tummy all the time because I grew up with the word tummy. That's why I called
Right.
it happy tummy.
Yes.
Because your
Yes.
tummy would be so happy for you. You will
Yes.
not feel that bloating feeling. And people always say, "Oh my God, I have indigestion. I can't keep. I keep belching. I keep passing gas." That's
Mm-hmm.
your tummy. Your tummy's
Yeah.
talking to you. You got to get
Yeah.
all
It's
that
it's
out.
telling you, hey, I need help here. Come
Yeah,
on, help me.
exactly.
So like as I mentioned before, that one myth of it's not about dieting.
Right.
Mindful eating, in this case, using the cleanse. For me, every quarter I help cleanse my system because I don't want the bad parasites taking me over or the bad
Right.
bacteria taking me over. And believe you me, even if you're eating healthy foods such as organic foods and you're trying to be conscious of the things that you're putting into your system, we still have a lot of toxins all around us.
Yes.
Environmental toxins. Just looking at this computer right here, giving off toxins. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have to know that cleansing is not a matter of saying I'm fasting or I'm trying to lose weight. That is an outcome. That's not the real purpose of fasting, at
Correct.
least for me. My purpose of cleansing, for instance, is to remove toxins,
Absolutely right.
right?
Yes.
Versus if somebody's fasting, because fasting is not a bad thing. For me, if I'm fasting, most of the times when I do fasting, it's more of a prayer and fast,
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
right? So everybody's different. Everybody does things in different ways. Just be mindful that it's all in relation to what's going on with you. Hence the reason we do things such as cleanses or fasts. And it, as I tell people, it's a vacation from stuff. So say for example, we go on a vacation, you only go to for vacation for like 10 days, 5 days, sometimes just a weekend. You go for a vacation. It's the same concept with a cleanse or fasting. It's not a
Hmm.
matter of staying there all the time because you do
Hmm.
not want to strip yourself of nutrients that you need.
That's correct.
Yes. So thank you so much, Lisa, for sharing and hopping
You're
on here
welcome.
and kind of like helping me with this first myth. So I appreciate you. And
Oh, I appreciate
guys,
you having me.
yes, and share on my page if you can your your connections in terms of your website so people can get your teas.
I will. I will do that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
You're
Bye for
welcome.
now.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. All right. So we just dealt with the first myth and we talked about my FxW cleanse that we had. I encourage you to understand this is being mindful. This is not just about dieting, it's not just about restricting foods, but being mindful of, for me, how healthy I can keep my body. Yes. The second myth, it's not a quick fix. People, mindfulness is not about being okay. I'm mindful, I'm going to do this, and it's going to help everything happen, and we'll be just fine. No. I've been doing my FxWB cleanse since 2022. Every quarter, I've done my cleanse, and it's being consistent doing my cleanse. But I don't only cleanse, I still eat different meal plans that I prepare for myself. I still work out. So even think bringing this to not just only eating, but in terms of exercising, for instance, I am being mindful that I need physical activity daily to live better. So I will always work out. I will do some type of movement every single day. I might be a little extreme to some in terms of the amount of weight that I lift or how much cardio I might do, but that is for me. The same applies for you. We all need physical activity. We all need to make sure that we are moving every single day to help us grow healthy and strong. Yes? Great. So that is in relation to the second myth. This is not a quick fix. Mindful eating is a lifestyle. So for me, it is a lifestyle. I am mindful of eating the foods that will give me the nutrients that is going to help my body stay healthy. I'm mindful of that. And I'm mindful that I want to make sure that I am eating, even if I'm doing a cheat meal, that I love this cheat meal that I'm eating at this point in time, because this is only now that I'm eating this, and I don't make it a continuous issue. So if you ever recall me saying the 80-20 rule, 80% organic whole foods versus 20% of soul food. So yeah, if you have the birthday parties coming up or Thanksgiving, Christmas coming up, yes, you can participate in these foods and be mindful that, hey, I am enjoying this meal that I'm eating now, and I am doing it in moderation so that I can be able to enjoy this as a lifestyle. And it's not just a matter of thinking of it as something negative, it is still a positive way of eating. Mindful eating is a lifestyle change, it's not a fad diet. Okay? I want to talk about the third one and the last myth. We want to be mindful that mindful eating is not just about eating slowly. Now, you're probably thinking, what does that have to do with anything? A lot. Because one of the suggestions when considering mindful habits is actually slowing down and eating your food. But the slowing down we're thinking of here is not only just about chewing, because chewing is a main component of eating and getting the nutrients starting from your mouth. Because, for instance, when you eat a hamburger, for instance, the bread, which is the carbs, that starts to break down from the mouth before it even reached to your stomach. The starting point of that food to be broken down is from your mouth. But if you don't have the right amount of saliva, if you haven't chewed that food in the right amount of times, most likely it takes a longer time frame to break down through your esophagus, going down to your stomach, and then through the liver. Okay? So, yes, you have to actually try to slow down to get the nutrients from your food by eating, mechanically chewing your food slower before you even swallow it, using chemical and mechanical way to help you be able to gain the nutrients from the food that you're eating. But it's not only about that. Mindful eating is not only about that. Mindful eating, on the other hand, is really actually, for instance, I thank God for this food that is prepared for me to eat. Stopping before you even start eating the food is an act of being mindful. Stopping and thanking the person who prepared the food for you. or provided the food for you is even part of being a mindful habit while eating. So being mindful of, for instance, I wonder where did this food come from? Where did the salmon come from? Or, where did the the waitress come from? Hope they have a good family background, or sometimes I think about all of that because I want to make sure that the food that I'm eating is healthy all the way through till it gets to me. It might sound funny, but it actually is important to be mindful of, for instance, the restaurant that you might be going to eat food, or where you purchase your foods, knowing that they're providing quality food, if it's really organic, as they would say. Knowing those things to me is being mindful of when I sit down to eat this piece of salmon or drink my smoothie. I know that, hey, I have organic food in there. It really is 100% organic, and it tastes good. And the cashew was actually really good when I was purchasing my food in Fresh Time. Hey, I take all that in consideration and being mindful of what it is I'm eating and how it came about to even being on my plate at this time. So I even think about savoring the food. So yeah, if you slow down and eat the food, you actually taste everything. So for us from the Caribbean, we love to season our food. And when I say season, we like to use a lot of herbs and spices. So we tend to really marinate our foods. We will season it and put it to sit and rest for a little bit before we even cook it. That all of that preparation right there is being mindful to me, because for me I can now say, well, okay, I know this food is prepared, I can eat it, it's going to taste good. Boom, I'm happy. So when you think of that, think of all the things that take place before it even reach to you in front of you on this plate. Being mindful not only of eating slow to savor the food and get the nutrients from it, but being mindful of how you got the food, how it was prepared. That all helps in you having mindful habits while eating. So I think it's not just about the food of itself, but rather the psychological part of it. How this food makes me feel, even though I know I'm getting nutrients from it, how is this food make me feel at the end of the day by consuming it? So it's not only about eating slowly, but thinking about the quality of food and the intentions that this food, how it's going to help me in the long run, right? So I want to suggest sometimes having like an affirmation or a thanksgiving, for instance. So for me, for instance, I will thank God, just quickly thank God for the food that He prepared for me and supplied for me. Let it nourish my body, and I love it, and I accept it for what it is. I say a prayer, or I just say thank you. I know I'm going to get the nutrients from this food. So this is ways of being mindful and having habits that can help you enjoy the food that you're eating. Every single bite, you enjoy the food that you're eating. I know my body is going to be nourished by the food that I'm eating right now, because I am stating that it's going to be good for me. Why is this important? Because when you affirm something, it tends to be the way of life, or it tends to be it. I affirm that this is good for me. You put value or place value on that item or that activity that you're doing. In this case, eating, I affirming here that this food is nourishing my body. And that's one of my main affirmations that I always say. that this food that I'm eating, this food that I prepared, it is nourishing my body and it's making me feel good in the long run, right now and in the long run. So being mindful of what you're eating, how it was prepared, having affirmations, that can be ways of being mindful while eating and having control of what you eat. Because you can also, at this point, for instance, say, I am only eating this amount. So, for instance, for my smoothie that I had, it's a glass that is about 6 ounces. It's nighttime. I decided I want to have my smoothie, but I'm going to only have about a 6 ounce glass. And I am contented with this. I affirm that this is just enough for me to eat or drink today at this time. And for me, that helps to be able to allow me to see the benefits and feel the benefits of the food that I am eating or drinking at this time. So that's another affirmation that I've created, and consider the foods that I'm eating. What do you think you can use as an affirmation? Think of it. Think of when you have the food in front of you, how you can affirm something positive of what you're consuming. I can use the same concept with my workouts. So, in my 6 weeks challenge, for example, which I've started every day, I'm the type that I could work out any day and every day. But in terms of following my plan, I want to make sure that I'm following my plan. So, every day I will remind myself that this program is for me. This is working to help me with my outcomes or my goals of toning and reshaping my body how I want it to be. So each activity that I do, I am setting a positive tone on it to help me live better. And it becomes now a lifestyle. So we could relate this affirmations and relate this to our lifestyle in anything that we do and we put our hands to or our minds to. So, what would be a good eating habit or mindful eating habit for you? Think of that question. Think of it, write it down. You can put it on the page. Let me see what you think is a great um affirmation for you. What is a good eating habit that you want to incorporate while eating your favorite food, for instance, or eating something that you don't even like. So sometimes, you might be eating something that's healthy for you. For me, for example, I personally do not like kale. I am sorry. That vegetable is just something I don't like. But I know what the benefits of kale can do for you. Green or red kale has very high in antioxidants, very high in polyphenols, which is so important for all of my organs in my body, not just my liver, from my brain to my toe. I know what it does for me. So for me, I would say I will drink this smoothie with kale because I know it's healing my body. And I will drink it. And I'm affirming that this is going to be good for me. And once I do that, it gets easier every single time I drink a smoothie with kale in it. Again, everybody's different, but it's just knowing that, hey, this is some way to encourage myself to be positive and mindful of the things that I do that is healthy for me and healing my body. How about you? Yes, I want you to write that down. Write it down. Let me know what would be some ways, some type of mindfulness that you're going to try to encourage yourself to think about foods that you're eating. How is this doing positive things to your body? Be mindful of sharing this with others, even like I'm sharing with you today, how I feel and how I know these things are helping me in different ways, why I experience this or why I do what I do. So that you could share this and others would be inclined to want to do it too. They might be thinking, oh, I need to be a little more positive on the things that I'm eating or the things that I'm doing. And with that positivity comes that feeling of gratitude and sense of accomplishment that you can do this and you're getting healthier while you do it. So my way or the FxWB way of being mindful is not just about eating slower, but thinking about the nutrients that I get in this food, getting from this food, where the food come from. I know it's not a quick fix because I know I have to be consistent with doing the things that are necessary for me to stay healthy and live better. I have to be consistent with this. I have to be mindful of things that I need to do to become consistent and creating this as new habits and then hence new lifestyle. And three, it's not really just a diet. By the way, when we say the word diet, I'm old school. All diet really means is the food do you eat. Okay. So in my case, when I was on my FxWB cleanse, it's the food I was eating during that time. I was being mindful of what nutrients I'm getting, how it's helping me detoxify and cleanse my liver, how I feel after doing the cleanse. That is what you want to be more mindful of, the benefits of what you're doing. Not so much being a nitty gritty person on the food that you purchase and it's a diet or it's a fast. No, that's not the importance here. The importance is what this food doing for me in the long run and how much it is helping me to be a better person inside out. So I just wanted to share this little information with you guys. It was so good to share this with you. And I'm so grateful for you listening in. For those who listen in after, thank you so much for following up with me and checking out this live. This is all about being mindful. And I want to share with you my 7 weeks challenge because this challenge is more so to kickstart and keep you going, to continually try to be mindful of your not only eating habits, but your physical fitness, your physical activities that you're doing, your movement. I'm big on movement. I want you to be mindful that you need to be doing movement. What type of movement varies for each person or each individual, but you are you should and always be doing physical movement as you continue living. The only time you shouldn't be moving is when you're sleeping or you're underground. Right now, we should always incorporate movement into our lives all the time. And our mindset, this is definitely a way to consider our mindset of being mindful of what we need to help us live better. In this case, we're talking about nutrition and looking at the food we eat versus movement. We need movement to live better. I want to give you that shift. Think of that shift of understanding that it's not just about weight loss. It's never just about weight loss. That is an outcome. Okay? What it is about is learning how to accept certain things, but also change certain things, create new habits so you can feel better and live better in the long run. So, in my challenge, which I started this week, for me, I already did my 10 days cleanse. Some are just starting the cleanse today or this week here. We are continuing on for 6 weeks doing it's a combination of movement, nutrition, mindset building. We look at all different ways of helping heal, reset, restore, and build on our bodies. So if you haven't done something like this before, I welcome you to try. Join us as we continue on the FxWB way. What is FxWB? Functional Well-Being Way. By increasing and the positivity in your life to move better, eat better, and be overall and all around a better person in the long run. So thank you so much for listening this evening. I do hope you enjoyed this. Do comment and let me know what would be your new eating habits, mindful eating habits that you would want to continue from today onwards. So we can share with others so they can incorporate it in their life. One of them for me is affirming that this food is giving me the nutrition that it provides for me. Another one is praying before I eat and thanking God for giving me this food that I've prepared or bought or someone else prepared for me. I thank God for that. So, what's your mindful eating habit you want to implement today? Thank you so much for listening. This has been Michelle Bailey with Functional Wellbeing and New Beginnings podcast. We look forward to talking to you guys again. You will see us again soon. Have a pleasant night. Bye for now.